The high-performance Sprint version cranked it up with 230. The Sprint might not have matched the GTO's Thunder, but it offered a lighter, sportier feel that made handling a breeze. Though not a roaring beast like the V8s of the era, the 08 C6 had a satisfying, smooth tone, a balanced hum that was rare in muscle cars. Pontiac marketed it as modern and efficient, setting it apart from the rumbling giants on the road. Number 37, the 1969 Ford Galaxy. The Ford Galaxy's roots trace back to the late 50s, named in honor of the space race. By 1969, it had evolved into a full-size powerhouse ready to battle Chevy's Impala and Dodge's Polara. But the real thrill came from the engine choices Ford offered that year, especially the 429 cubic inch Thunderjet. This big block V8 replaced the 427 and 428 engines, revving up to 360 horsepower with its dual exhaust version. Imagine hearing that Thunderjet growl. Every time you pressed down on the gas, you unleashed a deep, powerful rumble that only a big block V8 could deliver. It wasn't just loud, it was the kind of sound that turned heads from blocks away. And the Galaxy wasn't just about brute force. Ford gave it some style upgrades too. The interior had a driver-focused dashboard, and the sports roof models had a sleek, fastback look. In short, the Galaxy combined elegance and raw power, making it a legend among full-size muscle cars. Number 36, the 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator 428 CJ. The Mercury Cougar Eliminator wasn't your typical muscle car. This was Mercury's answer to the Mustang and Thunderbird, blending luxury with raw power. Within the mighty 428 Cobra Jet V8, under the hood, this Cougar wasn't just purring, it was roaring a 390-plus horsepower. Even though it was officially rated at 335 HP, Mercury only rolled out 302 of these 7-liter big block monsters in the Eliminator trim, making it a rare and sought-after gem. If you're lucky enough to find one in mint condition, you could be looking at a price tag of around 70 grand, which shows just how legendary it has become over time. A true muscle car icon, the Eliminator proves that sometimes a little luxury and a lot of horsepower can coexist pretty perfectly. Number 35, the 1969 Mercury Cyclone 428 CJ. The Cyclone Cobra Jet might be the undercover hero of '69's muscle scene. It didn't get the fame of Ford's Torino or Dodge's Super Bee, but to some, that's what makes it special. Equipped with Ford's hot 428 Ci V8, the Cyclone CJ was secretly kicking out closer to 400 HP, even though it was advertised as 335 HP. This beast could clock 14-second quarter miles, a real feat back then. Only about 2,175 Cyclone CJs rolled off the assembly line, making it rare and thrilling to spot today. The Cyclone CJ was a powerhouse wrapped in a cloak of mystery, capturing the rebellious spirit of the muscle car era for those who preferred a car that spoke softly but carried a big stick under the hood. Number 34, the 1969 Chevrolet Nova SS 396. Chevy's Nova SS 396 was the car for anyone wanting power without the show-off factor. It looked like an ordinary compact, but pop the hood and there was a ferocious 396 SID V8 engine waiting to roar. With the SS package, the sleeper could jump from 0 to 60 in no time, often surprising the high-end muscle cars it faced. For those who wanted even more muscle, Chevy offered the L78 engine upgrade, taking the Nova to an astonishing 370 HP. Car and Driver aptly described it as the junior Chevy with the senior engine. It was fast, powerful, and balanced. 55% of its weight was on the front axle, a rare setup among muscle cars that let the Nova unleash its fury on the streets with ease. Number 33. The '69 Dodge Charger 500 Hemi. This car was Chrysler's attempt to conquer NASCAR, and it's packed with raw, ground-shaking power. The Charger 500 was built with aerodynamics in mind, swapping out the split grille and reworking the rear to streamline its shape. But let's talk about that engine. When the 426 Hemi was fired up, it didn't just growl, it roared. The sound was intense, thanks to its big V8 cylinders pushing out an almost mythic rumble. Testers loved its agility on the street, especially with its manual transmission that could hit the quarter mile in just over 13 seconds, topping out around 104 miles per hour. This automatic version lagged just a touch, but still gave a thrilling performance. This wasn't just a race car in disguise. It handled city traffic and highway cruising with equal ease. Yet, despite all this, the Charger's 500 racing record didn't match the car's promise. So, Chrysler didn't stop there. They went on to design the famous Dodge Daytona with a wild wing and nose cone, taking things even further in the aero wars. Still, the Charger 500 remains one of the loudest, proudest muscle cars to ever hit the street. Number 32. The 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429. When people saw this beast, they thought it would be Ford's answer to the Corvette, a street racer. But the Boss 429 had a different mission: NASCAR. Ford needed 500 units to qualify the engine for racing, but they chose to drop it into the newly styled '69 Mustang. The 429 cubic inch V8 was a powerhouse designed for high revving tracks, complete with a Holley 4-barrel carb and aluminum high riser. But here's where things got interesting. The engine was all about top-end speed, not the drag strip grunt muscle car fans expected. It needed those revs to really show off, which meant it was